Today's agenda. Before we get started, I have to do our legal brief. So I am communicating today in my official capacity on behalf of the FedRAMP Program Management Office at the General Services Administration. To ensure effective engagement and transparency with industry, I will be sharing information based on what I know at the present time. The information I plan to share today is provided to enhance transparency between industry and the FedRAMP PMO. But it is possible that some of this information may change at a later date because no final decisions have been made at this time. However, I think it is important to have this dialogue so we can move forward in a transparent manner, but I just wanted you to have that context before I got into the substance of my presentation. My commitment to you is to continue this dialogue and share any new developments as soon as I can. Additionally, any reference in this conversation to any specific commercial product, process, or service, or the use of any trade, firm, or corporation name is for the information and convenience of the public and does not constitute endorsement, recommendation, or favoring by GSA. Some short ground rules. Plenty of people have registered for this meeting, so we've turned off the ability to unmute yourself so that we don't have to chase down interruptions. We do have meeting chat enabled. We invite you to post any questions or ideas that you have in GitHub discussions because that is where we can make sure we can answer them. All right, here is today's agenda. Next slide, please. All right, this is high-level way of working slide that we have on every meeting, but we meet bi-weekly for 30 minutes to an hour. These meetings are not intended to be utilized to collaboratively work on activities, gain consensus, or make decisions. These are solely touch points to provide updates on progress, both within this group and the greater FedRAMP 20X community. Most of the work, most of the discussions, they are all on GitHub. So if you're not on GitHub, get on GitHub. Next slide, please. Or let me pass it off to you, Michelle, for the next slide.
Thanks so much, Simu. I would like to thank everyone for their lively participation in GitHub discussions. As of yesterday, we had 6 new individual top-level discussion threads, 47 top-level comments and replies over the last 2 weeks, and we also have engagement from 15 unique users. I just want to give a quick shout out to our top contributors for this 2-week period. Thank you so much for your engagement. Community contributions are the key to making this working group productive. If you're new here and want to participate, the link to our discussion board can be found on the screen, in the chat, and also on our website. By participating, you are helping contribute to the future of FedRAMP and providing input that will help inform future FedRAMP standards, particularly for 20X. In the last 2 weeks, we have had a lot of really interesting themes and discussions, including questions on the submission information for the Phase 1 pilot. I'd like to reiterate the Phase 1 pilot submissions must be based on key security indicators, not traditional packages. There has also been concerns that the documentation for the KSIs can't be converted to machine-readable format. Please let us know any issues that you have and what specific elements are challenging in a machine-readable format. There were also concerns raised around a SOC 2 or any commercial framework mapping to NIST 853 controls. I want to reiterate here that FedRAMP is trying to find a way, if one exists, to show a concrete, useful, actionable benefit from having these frameworks as a stepping stone to the FedRAMP authorization. Some organizations maintain multiple international standards through a common control framework that maximizes overlap with FedRAMP moderate authorization, using a GRC platform to ensure evidence meets the most stringent standard requirements. There was also a suggestion that the review Rev 5 control baselines allow cloud service providers to collaborate and define control enhancement perimeters with federal customers, enabling more flexible alignment between the CSP operational capabilities and the specific customer requirements while respecting federal mandates and legal constraints. We also had a suggestion that FedRAMP should consider a flexible approach to Rev 5 control baselines that allow CSPs to define parameters in coordination with federal customers, recognizing that not all CSPs have identical operational requirements or tooling capabilities. I will now pass it back to Emu to discuss the phase 1 pilot.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, so the phase 1 pilot opened for draft submissions yesterday, and we are happy to report we have received packages. Yay! So that's step 1, right? Received some draft packages to take a look at. Thank you so much for your support and your participation in this process as we build our future together. The PMO will start reviewing packages today and provide feedback on a periodic basis via GitHub as we go through this process. Right now, draft submissions, but again, we're going to review them as they come in and start getting some feedback out there. And it is totally fine to iterate throughout this process. And if you see feedback, you think it relates, to update it and send it back in. If you have any questions, please contact us. We prioritize communication, public communication first, and then we go into the more direct communication. Next slide, please. Here is our phase 1 timeline. It's going to be a busy next couple of weeks. And, our primary focus for 20X specifically is going to be all about the pilot. Next slide. In addition to the pilot, another area of focus for us is the RFCs. We have 6 that are active right now, and some close as early as end of this week, beginning of next week. And these standards will be the basis for the future of FedRAMP 20X, and we will continue to define and release accompanying technical assistance and best practices to supplement those standard documents. All right, Michelle, let me hand it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Emu. There are no discussion starters this week, as we will be all hands on deck reviewing draft packages, answering questions, and reviewing the RFC feedback. Please keep an eye on our 20X phase 1 pilot discussion category on GitHub for any updates. Our next meeting will be on June 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you're registered for this meeting through the normal Zoom channel, you will have access to the next meeting invitation. While we use the same link from now on, if you haven't formally registered, please do so. This will ensure that if there's a cancellation or an update in the time, you will get that notice. If you do have a demo or a prototype that you would like to share at any point, please let us know on GitHub discussions. Again, this is not an opportunity for you to pitch your products explicitly, but we do want to see what the community is working on and what they envision for FedRAMP 20X. We are excited to have some volunteers for a future community presentation and are currently working with our legal team on the review of that presentation. Thank you again for your time and attention and your engagement on GitHub. As a reminder, these slides and recording will be posted on GitHub, and we're very excited to hear from you in the discussions board. Any questions that you have can be posted to the dedicated question and answer thread for this town hall, and we look forward to hearing from you through discussion threads. Thank you, everyone, and have a great afternoon.